Sunday. With the facts, security guard told Kevin Hart to relax. Oh, tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop whole game in the chokehold. Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop whole game in the chokehold. I reinvented myself, they sorta hated it. I reinvented myself and upgraded it. Traded in the Jews, copped a couple new.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. They snap it at one. Now Ryan. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Now Ryan on first down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Cameron Wake in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now it's Ryan. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. So from the 36 now, first and 10. On first and 10, it's Ryan. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. First carry for Carlos Hyde. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Off the play fake, here's Brissett. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Malik Jackson breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Let's go! What? 90! What? 90!
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
Rush comes, and they block it. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
21! 37! Back 25! 54, south!
On 2nd down, Lynch. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The Bears and Bucs, you might recall, met in Tampa week 2 of last year, which was actually the first game for the Buccaneers after Hurricane Irma washed out their opener with Miami. And it was the Bucs who beat Mike Glennon in that game 26-9. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. Powers through. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw for Brissett. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And this will have been returned to right around the 38-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They start the drive with Lynch. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Ryan. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 24 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. The pitch out to Lynch. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
21.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On the give, this is Lynch. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
They'll run for it with Lynch. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Here is Lynch on 3rd and goal. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
So it's our first offensive points of the game so far, and it gives us a very rare scoreline. We don't see this one often, 5-0.
Yeah, it's been sort of a weird one to this point, hasn't it? But, hey, in this league, you take points any way you can get them.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. Now Brissett. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his second there.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Brissett. He finds Crabtree for the completion. First catch of the game for Crabtree. It's a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Brissett on first down. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Brissett again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Boyd. Touchdown, Chicago! Tyler Boyd, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears are in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
On first down, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved the...
Well, the pressure gets to him again. Deion Jones in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Play action. It's Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
To throw is Kaiser. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Throwing again is Kaiser on 2nd and 10. Out to the flat for Hyde. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Kaiser from the gun on 3rd. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Now Ryan on 2nd down. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. Ryan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw now for Kaiser. Oh, Kaiser can't get away, and he'll go down. Derek Wolfe in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Flex round! Flex round!
They go play action. Kaiser Going for the deep ball. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully...
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. Clock running. The Bucs try to go quickly and get set. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Shrugs him off. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now a 2nd down throw for Kaiser. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Kaiser to throw it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Nick Perry coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. Airing one out for Boyd. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they're printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done. Very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Let's go.
Now Ryan down around the goal line. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Ryan on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 more there and another 1st down. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Following the interception, Kaiser, he's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And now it's 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They pitch it out to Hyde. And, the ball's out. Hyde fumbled it. And the Buccaneers have it. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with. A fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Wake getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Let's go. Hey, Great.
3rd and long, it's Ryan. And he'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Kaiser now to throw on 1st down. And it's caught here. Amendola. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone. So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Kaiser now on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Kaiser. Wow, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. first and 10. It's Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. A first down throw for Kaiser. All incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there, almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. On second down, Kaiser again. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Boyd. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Brissett on first down. Got it complete to Crabtree. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. Malik Jackson there to make the stop. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything.
And it is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Michael Crabtree, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. On the ground, it's Thompson. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2. Here's a second and 2 now from the 33. Again, a run with Thompson. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They run it here with Thompson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is complete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll run with Thompson. And